Dear 16-year-old me, it's been 7 years since you sat your GCSEs, and I'm writing this from the garden you never think to use. The garden which has been sat unused for years because you've been indoors studying. I know you dream of reading Dickinson out under the treehouse where you and Martha once spent long evenings making up passwords and stories. And I know when the bluebells rise and the fawns emerge, you yearn for long woodland walks to see them. You want it to happen, of course, but it never does. I'll go outside when I finish these flashcards, you say. Just one more history essay. I don't understand ecotourism as well as I could. There is always something you could do. A textbook, a page, a subclause, which could be the difference between an A star and an A. 99 and 100. Success and failure. And there is, of course, nothing scarier than failure. A teachyphobia. You've written it down in your journal and stored it away in your mind palace so you won't forget the word. A teachyphobia. A fear of failing. You don't know what will happen if you fail. And that's scary. Not knowing is scary, and I'm not sure how things will pan out if you end up disappointed on results day. I don't know, but I've realised that you'd be okay. I've failed in the distance between then and now, the space between me and you, and I'm stronger for it, glad for it, because failure opens up new pathways, doorways and windows, which let you see the world from new directions, new perspectives that you otherwise would have entirely missed. I am realising more and more that it's not about the pathway that you take, but how you walk that pathway. So if the worst does come to the worst, and you fail your GCSEs and you walk out on results day crying, I promise you that there will be another pathway waiting. A beautiful, exciting pathway. Do you remember how we wanted to be a nature photographer? How we wanted to travel the world in a camper van taking pictures of endangered species and learning the world from the world itself? How we wanted to capture and share moments in amber film? Or how we wanted to be a film editor and go to film school and spend a lifetime creating stories on screen? Maybe one of these would have happened if I, present me, hadn't taken the academic pathway I did, and I'm sure that it would have been just as wonderful. Failure is never the end of the world. It just predicates something new, and you have to fail if you want new directions and pathways to reveal themselves. You've put so much pressure on yourself, though right now I know you don't think it's pressure, that you don't think anything of it. It's just what has to get done to get the grades you want. But I hope you will take a step back right now as exams continue and be proud of how hard you have worked and how much you have done instead of focusing on what you have not. However cheesy and cliche it sounds, you have done enough and you have worked hard enough. These are just one set of exams. One set to get you to the next. A-levels, which will get you onto university if you choose to take that path. They are stepping stones. But that's also not to negate how much work they are. Ask any sixth form or university student and they will gloss over year 11. Retrospectively say that they weren't that hard, that you had it easy. But that's just not true. You are 16, you are young, and GCSEs are stressful. You don't know this yet, but exams aren't everything. You think that they're the be-all and end-all, but they don't even really test your intelligence, and they never did. There are forms of intelligence that exams never will test. Emotional intelligence, creativity, curiosity. And it's curiosity, arguably above all else, which is important. Reading, researching, learning for pleasure, seeking out new experiences and plays and galleries because you want to. These are the things which will enhance your thinking and your education, not mind maps and flashcards and textbook notes. There is so much to learn outside of exams, and I can't wait for you to really realise that this coming summer, and then in A-levels, and then on into university and beyond. So work hard, yes, but keep this year in perspective. There are more important things. Looking after yourself and your interests and your relationships, Take time to read, to write, to send letters to the pen pals you won't have in 2 years' time, and see the friends you'll never see again after year 11. Keep the world in perspective. I'm sat here now, under the beech tree, with a new book waiting on the grass, and I'm sorry that you didn't go outside to read. The clouds are moving in, lilac grey and stormy, with edges so pale that it's hard to say exactly where the sky begins. The world is shifting from spring into summer, and it's only recently that I've realised just how gradual that shift is. It happens day by day, minute by minute, the bluebells fading and new white roses winding round the side of the house. The foxes, newly grown from cubs, venturing out into the garden for the first time. Soon, in a couple of years' time, you will see these things and how important they are. But it will happen gradually. Little realizations springing and pittering as your perspective changes, and it will continue to change. I know that, because that's how perspective works. It grows and it matures slowly but incessantly. Things might feel hard and overwhelming and stressful at the moment, and you're hard on yourself. But look outside and you will see that the trees are full. Stop with closed eyes when night falls and you will smell honeysuckle. Reread your favourite poems and plays and passages, and you will remember what matters most to you. Trust in yourself. From Ruby.